Hello. So I just wanted to quickly show you my website that I created, a prototype of a website. I decided to design the GroupFit website to go along with the GroupFit app I created. And I wanted to just kind of do a quick voiceover to kind of explain my design process a little bit and show you what I designed. So kind of just going over everything, here's a landing page. We have the navigation bar at the top with about, contact, sign up, and log in. Just some basic buttons so that users can get a better idea of the company before logging into the website and kind of logging into their account. And also this kind of button down here, thinking about becoming an instructor for those who kind of are wanting you to go down that path, and that'll lead you to a different section of the website. This is something that I've just been working on for about the past day. When we had talked, I just had one or two sketches done. So this is something that I just kind of put together pretty quickly. But I definitely want to do a lot more research on it before finally finishing the prototype. So this is just very rough as of right now, but I just wanted to give you an idea of some of my design work. So then going through here and just logging in, putting in the username and password, this lands you on the home screen. So at the home screen here, we have the news feed right here, so you can see your friends' posts or posts within any groups you're in. And then we also have this kind of sidebar that shows your classes and gives descriptions about when they begin and if you need any materials, as well as your messages. The whole idea of GroupFit is having a very supportive and motivational community to help you reach your fitness goals. I found that after doing some research that users who really felt supported by other friends and other individuals were more likely to complete their workouts and stay motivated and keep themselves on track. So having the support of those people in those groups and also the support of your instructor throughout your classes is really, really important. So I wanted to make this kind of prominent over here and make sure that the messages were a really key feature, because that's how users are connecting to one another and kind of staying in the supportive and uplifting community. So then from there, we have the top navigation here. The navigation is something that I think I'm going to want to change around a little bit. I'd really like to do some card sorting and kind of figure out the best way to place the navigation. I think it's a work in progress right now for sure. It's something I'm definitely still playing around with. I just want to make sure that it's very intuitive for users and is really simple and easy to navigate. Going up here, you can just check your messages. There are two sections for messages right now. I know that this little messages bar will not be on every screen, so I wanted to create a little message tab here as well, so you can check your messages while you're on any screen, as well as a notification tab too. So just letting you know about different friend requests that were accepted, comments on your posts, things like that. And then from that point, come up here, I'm going to go to classes, and we have my classes and find classes. So going to find classes, this is where you can look up different classes that are being offered. So either looking them up using the search bar, and you can also filter and sort through the classes. This kind of gives a description of all the class details for that specific class that you could be taking. I wanted to let the user have all of this information on kind of the first screen so that they didn't have to go and dig throughout other screens. However, I wanted to try to keep the information pretty sleek and streamlined. I didn't want it to be really overwhelming, and I didn't want to give them too much information and have them really not read through it and just click off the page. So doing so, I tried to kind of give just enough information without giving too much for it to be too overwhelming. And then on the left side, we also have this little tab here for my classes and finding classes. So I wanted the user to be able to easily navigate in between these two sections located under classes, instead of having to always go to the top bar and go to that drop down. So you can also learn more about these classes, and this is something to the navigation on the side that I might change as well, kind of based on, I think, card sorting and doing some usability testing. But going to learn more, you can learn a little bit more about the classes. So we have the course details here, who the instructor is, the classes, who's joined, and then ratings at the bottom. I decided to break everything up into kind of a grid system because I thought it provided a nice kind of separation of the information and broke it down into small manageable chunks. I know that when users get to a page and there's a lot of text on a page and a lot of information, oftentimes they become overwhelmed or they don't process the information as well as they would if it was in smaller chunks. So I tried to create a hierarchy here with the different headings so users kind of skim and easily find what they're looking for. And then I also added the add to cart button here so we can purchase the class and add it to your cart. There's some things that I definitely are still a work in progress. So like this instructor button, definitely some things I want to change with this. I'm not really happy with the look and the design of it, but definitely still a work in progress for sure. So I'm going to add this to the cart. You get a confirmation. We can view this in the cart. And then from here, we can see that we have an item in the cart. All of the information is here, just a quick bits of information. So who the instructor is, when the class begins and how long it is and the price, and also other classes you can check out below. So entering the information here, just a basic form for checking out. So the credit card number, the name on the card, expiration, and the CVC. You can also look, I have a little bit in here. What is this? Just trying to make the website as intuitive as possible for users who may not know what that is. And then placing the order and making sure to drop the user back off at a confirmation screen. I think it's really important. I know on some websites you can make purchases and they drop you right back off the home screen, and sometimes users wonder if the purchase went through or something happened. So just letting them know that you're going to be receiving a confirmation email, what their confirmation number is, and what it is they purchased in the exact total. So from there, I'm going to return back home, and from this point, I'm going to go back to classes, but I want to show the view of my classes. So these are the classes that the user would be currently taking. It shows who the instructor is, and then just quickly gives a few details, not all the details that were there when you're trying to find a class, because they're really unnecessary at this point, I think. Things like the price of the class or the reviews, but I really wanted to give, the duration, the time, and the length, just a quick synopsis of the class, so users can look at it quickly and remember, when the class is, and how long it is and things like that. So looking at the class homepage, again, I tried to break this down by little sections. So a few class details, you can view your past classes. So the live classes are actually recorded live. You can view them again and exercise them again if you'd like. You have your classmates and class messages, and right below here, I ran out of room on the screen, but as you scroll down and I make a full kind of length screen, there'll also be a button to view more messages, and it'll bring you to the full class messenger. And then you also have the option to begin the class. So when you begin the class, you start a live stream of the class. This kind of gives an overview of everything. So the class message, whatever message your teacher puts for that day about the class, how they want you to approach the class, a suggested playlist that'll link to Spotify if you have an account, who your classmates are, and there'll also be check marks over here once they enter the class, if they're present. That's something that I want to add in. And then the microphone, if your mic is on or off, if you want to be heard throughout the class or not. And then the ability to kind of exit the class. And something that I didn't add, but I really want to, is when you exit the class, I want there to be a notification that pops up asking again if you want to make sure you want to exit that class. You can always, rejoin the class after it's started live, but I think having that pop-up notification just in case, someone quickly, tries to turn the mic off and hits the exit class or things like that, I think could be an issue. So I want to make sure that there is a pop-up screen there as well. So that would happen right before bringing you back to the class page. And then once we're at the class page, I'm just going to go back to my profile, and kind of look at this really quickly. So for my profile, this is where you can find and post all of your pictures. You have different classes, your classes that you're taking, and descriptions of them, and then a little bit about you. So this is something that I'm definitely working on. I have kind of, your goals up here. Your goals kind of like your bio almost in this instance. And then you can edit your profile and add a new photo, and your post, friends, and groups. I'm not completely pleased with the layout of this. I definitely want to play around with it a little bit more. I kind of put it together quickly and I didn't have as much time to play around with it as I'd like, but it's definitely something I want to keep looking at over the next week or two that I'm working on this. And then we have your board, classes, and about. Again, this sort of navigation, I'm thinking about maybe putting a sidebar with it here, a side navigation. Again, something that I'm kind of working with, and I think card sorting would be super beneficial to understanding how users view this navigation and how they would sort things, and really the most effective way to do that. So flipping through everything, we have the classes. So the classes you're currently taking, again, same thing that could be viewed under my classes, just a different view, a different way to access it, and then also the class messages that you have. And then a little bit about yourself. So your actual bio, not just your goals, your location, your age, friends, and groups. And that pretty much sums it up for what I have right now. Again, like I said, it needs a lot of work. This is a really, really, really rough prototype, but it's something, I kind of threw together within about a day. But it's something I want to keep working on and adding a lot more screens, going into a lot more detail, really starting to do some user research, and then also trying to do a little bit of card sorting to kind of get a better structure for the navigation and things like that. And then finally, just coming here, this is a quick little sign out. So we're signing out, and then you get sent back to that kind of original screen. And this time, instead of saying welcome, it's continue your journey with GroupFit. So this is what I have so far. But like I said, I definitely want to continue to work on this in the future and over the next couple weeks and really try to improve this website.